array.map method in JavaScript. The map method creates a new array with the results of calling a function for every element in in a given array. For example, let's say you want to, you see this element of the array 10 20, you want to multiply each element in the array by 10 and store the new array in a given variable. Then this is where the map method will be of help, because the map method um, retains a new array. That's the major difference between the map method and the for each method. For example, let's look at an example, and let's look at some example. Yeah. So here we have a variable with the name my array, and yeah, it's definitely an array with an integer array with 10 20 30 40 50. So let's implement our logic. So my array equals to, hey, my array dot map. So the map method sticks in a callback, and that callback sticks in three arguments. That is the current value, the index, and the array itself. So here in the callback, we'll be passing in the current value, which is a required argument for the callback. But the index and the array are optional value. You can decide to pass them. They are positional arguments, so you have to pass them in order. Um, so the current value, current value times 10 times 10. Okay, sorry, should be a current value times 10. So this is what you are implementing. So the map method will iterate. This will iterate through every element in the in this array. So for it iterating, it will perform this operation on every element of the array. So I need to return a new array. So now let's store our return value inside a variable. So let's my variable equals to, so yeah, and now let's console.log the variable. Console let's log my variable, yeah, sorry, my variable. Yeah, so now let's run our application and see the results. Node map.js. So as you can see from our results here, a new array is returned with the value of 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. So as you can see, so for every iteration it will multiply 10, which is the current value here for the first iteration, times 10, which will give us 100. The second iteration it will multiply 20, which is the second value, by 10, which is 200. So the last element of the array. As I said earlier, the map method takes in three arguments, just like the for each method. Mm, just like the for each method, which is the current value, the index, and the array itself. The index is basically every array are being indexed. Every array is indexed. So the index is basically the index of the every element in an array. So for example, 10 is at the index 0, counting in programming start from 0. 20 is at the index and 1, and 30 is at the index 2. So let's take a look at an example. Okay, so let's comment this one up. Okay, yeah. So yeah, we just console.log. So my array.map. So let's pass in the callback current value comma index. So yeah, only passing the two arguments. As I said earlier, only the current value is a required argument, but the index and the array are optional argument, but they are also positional arguments. You have to pass them in order. So then the second argument is always the index, and the third argument is always the array. Thank you. So yeah, we just return console.log the value and its index, and current value comma index. So let's run our code. Sorry, let's run our code. Node map.js. So as you can see, so for every iteration here, what I'm saying is that for every iteration, print the current value and its index. So for every iteration, it will print 10, and the 10 is at index 0. To print 20, 20 is at the index 1, 30, 30 is at the index 2. Thank you. Then the third argument, the map method takes the actual array. So yeah, let's my array dot map current value, that's index times array. So clg car index array. So you can decide the name you want to give to the variables here, the argument, but you can decide any name, but the first argument is always the current value, the second argument is always the index, and the third argument is the array. You have to pass them in order. So no matter what, so let's say you want the array, this one you place this one at this at the second positional argument, so this will be taken as the index of the callback. You get it? So let's try and run this code. Okay, let's run this code. Clear the screen first. So node map.js and see. So as you can see, so for every iteration you are printing the current value, the index of the current value, and the total array. You get it? Thank you. um so one thing you should know about the map method is the map method does not change the values of the original array, but it rather retains a new array. So that's why we are able to, yeah, from the first example, we store the return value of that array, of that map method, into a new array. But with the for each method, you can't just, it returns undefined by default. So you have to find your way out with that. Thank you. If you enjoyed this content, make sure you subscribe to my channel.